Hi, my name is Jade and this is How to App on iOS, and I hope you're doing okay. Today I'm very excited to take a look at LumaFusion 5.2 by LumaTouch for iOS, so let's oge. LumaFusion is arguably the most popular video editing tool for both iPhone and iPad. Over the years, it has continued to evolve, adding new and exciting features and the option to subscribe to Storyblocks to add stock video, audio, images, and sound effects from a massive library that is pretty hard to beat. I've been using LumaFusion since day one and have a massive collection of video tutorial playlists linked in the description below for you to get started creating awesome video for your music or YouTube content. The LumaFusion 5.2 update ushers in a new era for Creator Pass subscribers and those who have outright purchased the speed ramping and keyframing in-app purchase, now offering a staggering 12 video tracks and 12 audio tracks for your videos. But that's not all. Also included are incredibly powerful adjustment layers that will blow your mind. And for those who don't own a subscription or the in-app purchase, well, all LumaFusion users get a collection of new transitions and new SVG shapes and a bunch of bug fixes and improvements. LumaFusion is available on the App Store for $29.99 on all iOS devices and Mac. The Creator Pass, which includes Storyblocks, speed ramping and enhanced keyframing, and all of the new features discussed in this episode, is available yearly for $69.99 with a 7-day free trial, or $9.99 a month with a 3-day free trial. Or you can just skip the subscription and avoid Storyblocks altogether and just grab all of the cool features for a one-off payment of $19.99 in the speed ramping and keyframing in-app purchase. Now let's dive into all of these cool new features. Okay, so here we are in LumaFusion 5.2. First, we're going to head over down the bottom here to this question mark and bring up the features section. This is really fantastic. It's fairly new. It's been the last few updates. You've got videos here in the What's Happening tab, so you can check out further ideas and stuff on all of these new features. If we get rid of this tab here, we can click on Purchased. This is where you will get your Creator Pass to be able to get all the new features and subscribe to Storyblocks. And down here is the speed ramping. Also, if you'd like to purchase that. Okay, let's get out of here and talk about this project. So we have loaded in here Walk With Me. What is Walk With Me? Well, it's a show I do here on the channel. Normally every week. It's in its 5th season. So many episodes where I take a camera, I walk around Melbourne, interstate soon, and possibly overseas in the near future. I talk to you guys about stuff that's going on, and I film some amazing places, all while I lose weight. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting series, lots of cool music. I feature music from artists from around the channel, and this is the latest episode. And as you'll see, when I normally do this, I film like about 200 clips per episode, and then just piece them in and put some audio underneath. So pretty stock standard with some transitions here and there. But normally if I want to color grade stuff, so I'll have to go into the first clip of the actual, all the scenes, double tap, and then come over here, choose an original. So we're going to add this over here in our color and effects, and I'll maybe add a bit of saturation. So we're just going to color grade this, make it a little bit brighter. So you can see we'll add a little bit of brightness up here, and you can see when we come out of this, it's so much brighter than the next clip. Look at that. So much duller kind of clip. And what I would have to do in the old days, before some of the new features that are included, I would have to come across, come over here, hit Command-C, and copy what I've done in there, and then come back over here, click this little button here, and select all the rest of the clips in this project, and we just drag across the top all the way to the end, and you can see we're selecting all the clips all the way right to the very last one there. So they're all selected, and then I would have to come in and hit Command Paste, and that would add to all the clips, and then we deselect. So that's how I would have to do that, but things have changed now. We don't have to do it this way, and I'll show you. We'll get more into, you can see how bright that is, the color correction, so much cooler. We'll undo that change, so all those clips are back dull again, deselect, and we'll come back to that first clip, and I'll just go in here and remove that. Let's zoom in a little bit, and we'll just remove this from here, delete. And there we are back to normal. But with this now, we have 12 video tracks. When it first started, I think it was 3 video tracks. Then they upped it to 6, and now we have 12 video tracks. So let's go back to the front of this project, and I can show you by dragging up this little pin here, which you can resize and reshape your whole setup. We're going to bring this all the way up, and look at that. We've actually got 11 clips in here, but we've got a spare track up the top, and I'll show you why that's spare in just a moment. But there you go, 12 video tracks. Pretty super cool. And you can see we've got like a group of them all above here, so you can go up to 12. Really, really cool. Plus, if we scroll down, I'll just bring this back over here. We can also go over to, let's go from story blocks up in the top corner here to imported files. And you can also drag in audio clips, and you've got 12 audio clips that you can do as well. I'm not going to bring in 12, but absolutely you've got 12 that you can just throw in here nice and easily. Super cool. 12 and 12. What a massive update. We'll just undo this, get rid of all of those. Now, let's talk about this function, adjustment clips. This is where LumaFusion now shines. As I showed you before, I had to go in and color grade that first clip and then copy it and paste it across all of the clips. I don't have to do anything like that anymore with adjustment clips. So this is why I left this top one free up here. So I'm going to add an adjustment clip in here. So you go down to the little plus down the bottom, click adjustment clip, and you can see, I don't know, it's put it actually down here, right? So if we look down here, I'll zoom in, it's put a little adjustment clip down here. Now I'm going to drag this all the way up the top to our top track. And what's cool about this is now I can drag this across to the end of where these videos end. Let's just go all the way to, I'll zoom back down here. We'll grab this. So it's about here, I think. Yep, so that's where the clip ends. And what's ace is now I can do a full color adjustment across all these clips in one go. This is game changing. So all you do, and when you load up an adjustment clip, you can set the amount of what it is. If we come down to settings over here, you can see preferences. We'll go over to preferences and settings, and you can see adjustment clip is currently set to 10 seconds. You can make this as long as you want, but 10's the default. So I just dragged it out so it fits across all these clips. And now in one single tap, if we double tap this adjustment clip, we can come in here and make changes to the frame and fit, or we can make changes to the color. So in one go, I can click add a new preset, come in here, add some saturation, add some vibrance, move this up, and now all these clips have had a color adjustment added to them. Simple, all in one go. It is a massive time saver, massive game changer, and just putting together this video already this week, all the new features saved me about half an hour in time of my normal editing, which is, a few hours. Massive, massive game changer. I can't praise it enough. So that is really, really cool. Plus, not only can you do that, you can go in here and change the size of stuff. So basically, we can go in here to this adjustment clip, double tap it, and if I just go into down the bottom here to frame and to our frame and fit, I can change the size of this by dragging, like so, putting it there. And now if we come across, you'll notice all the clips that are underneath this adjustment layer are now that size. So this is a huge game changer for changing multiple clips, especially if they're stacked on each other, which I'm going to show you shortly. Plus, if we come in here, keyframes also work in this as well. So let's just double tap and bring this back to its original size. Get everything back to 0. We can come in here, bring this back to the start, and I can keyframe. So I'll just jump out of the way so you can see our little keyframe down the bottom corner. And we're on frame and fit. We're on position and rotation. I can click on this, put a keyframe. We can move this to the middle, and I can move this over here. We can move this further down, and then lastly, drag this all the way out and do it like a massive zoom, like so. And this will work across all of the clips. How cool. So there you go. You can see it. Let's play it. And as it jumps to each next clip, it's going to continue transforming and getting smaller as it goes in. Super, super powerful stuff. I'm sure you're already mind blown to be able to have this. You can see it's continuing to shrink. It's just wicked, wicked stuff. And as we get further in, so it gets into that corner, let's do it from here. And as we get to that middle section, it's now going to get larger to close out the clip and fill out the screen. It's just great how it continues to move with each clip that is in line. So, so cool. So the beautiful thing also with adjustment clips is you can change the size of them. Let's come in here and just remove these. We don't, so we'll come in, get rid of these, go to our next one. Let's kill all of these. So there we are, back to our, and you can do that with everything here. So blending, you can do it with blending, cropping, all this kind of stuff. Whatever you've got access to in the adjustment clip, and this includes like effects and stuff like that. So we could even do like set. Let's choose an original. Let's maybe pull this down a little bit. Let's see what we've got here. We could go from a original clip, as we've already got one there, and put in a keyframe. So that's going to be color. And then here, we can come over and remove all of the contrast, or let's keep the contrast, and we'll remove all the saturation. So it will go black and white. So now when we come back out and get back to the start, this adjustment layer will handle all of the clips, of course, because they're all underneath that adjustment layer. And slowly this is going to change to black and white. Just rad. Really, really cool stuff. And slowly that color fades out and becomes black and white. Wonderful stuff. All right, let's come back into our adjustment here. I want to show you a few more things. We'll make sure this is selected, and we'll come in and delete these little key points here. They are all gone because there's so much more to learn about this. You can add effects as well. You can come in here and add things like effects. So we could put in a keyframe here. Let's choose like this crystals. Put in a keyframe, and we'll take out all the crystals there, put in a keyframe over here, and then blend in all these crystals. And again, all of the clips underneath are going to be affected as well over time. I think you get the idea about how powerful adjustments really are and how they will change how you use this. Absolute time saver. Beautiful stuff. Let's go in here and remove those. So we got our crystals here. I'm just going to delete this here as well. Super, super stuff. I really love it. Let's talk about transitions within adjustments as well, because we'll go to our transitions section up the top. I'll bring myself back into the picture. You can throw a transition on here as well. So now I've got a little transition. So this is going to affect everything underneath and fade in, which will show you a little bit more. Now, the thing is, you can't split a track. So you can go in and split a transition, but you can't put in a dip in between the two, right? So it's not letting me do that. So you can only like add it in here, and then you'd have to add like a zoom blur on the next one. So you can't do any full proper transitions, but you can do stuff like that within there, and it'll affect everything across there. So that's the best you'll get for that. Let's undo those. So audio is not a feature within adjustments. That is one thing you'll need to remember. And you can add something on the end as well. So you could add a cross dissolve or a video cut. You can do that on the end, stretch that out. Totally up to you what you want to do. But that is a great way to fade out a whole bunch of clips that you may have all underneath. And we'll show you that in a second. So super, super cool stuff. Let's just remove this from here right now. Delete this adjustment. Like so, and it's gone. let's go over here and let me show you this. So in this part of the project, I've stacked up a whole bunch of photos or videos on top of each other. So let me just zoom in and we'll play this for you. So it looks really cool, yeah? We've got all those moving video parts all in there, just moving around. Well, adjustment layers make this even cooler. So let's come back to the start here, and we're going to hit our plus down the bottom. We're going to add an adjustment clip. It's a little bit long, yeah, because it's set to 10 seconds. You just drag it so it fits there. And now we have so much power. Let's come in and firstly, add some color correction. So we'll add our original. We'll add some vibrance down here, a little bit of saturation, take out those levels a little bit. So that's done there. Let's come over to our frame and fit. Bring this back to the start. And let's say put in a point here, put in one here, and I don't know, we'll zoom in, say on me coming down the escalator, like so. And then we'll move forward a little bit and shrink this out and maybe, I don't know, zoom in on this Southern Cross. Now this is going to be really fast because it's a short clip, and then we'll come back over here and we'll bring this back to its original state. So it's all back to 0. And now we're going to get all these clips all moving together. How amazing, yeah? And so it just gets better and better. I really, really love this update. It is sensational. Plus, you can have 12 of these, yeah? So if I click on just an individual clip from here, now you'll see that clip is normally highlighted, right? So, and you can see the clip by up here. You can see it's this clip here. If I press this eyeball, this one will remove it so we can see what's going on. But we've got this new button here that shows you where it is in the transition. So where it is with the actual clip over the top. So here it is normal because we're just seeing the clip, this one here. We're focusing on this clip. But if we turn this on and hit play, we're actually seeing the animation. So you can see where you are in your clip. Another just really, really useful feature to have. And you can see when we turn this on and off, all the stuff underneath here disappears. Right? Wicked, wicked stuff. Absolute game-changing, really, really game-changing stuff. I think this is just absolutely wonderful, and just let your mind run with the things that you can do. You know, you can go crazy. It's just truly, truly sensational. 12 clips. I love it so much. All right, let's focus on a couple of other things because we've got some transitions that are in here as well. I'm just going to come over here to where these clips kick off again, and I'll show you these transitions. So if we jump over to transitions, which is here, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you will see we've got quick zooms. These are the new transitions. So we'll drag these in here just to let you see what they're all about. Nice little quick zoom there. Really nice stuff. We've got a quick zoom in. We'll do that one again. Nice transition. This is our quick zoom out. We'll drag that in. Wicked. And we've got another quick zoom out as well, a variation of the in. So there's 2 ins and outs. There we go. Nice. So you've got 4 new transitions to play around with and an ever-growing list of transitions. If you haven't checked them out, there is quite a huge list of transitions and third parties that you can actually get transitions from. Okay, let's talk about titles because this is really exciting. So we're going to come over here to the start of the video here, and we don't have a color grade or anything like that on here, and go down the bottom and we're going to click a overlay title. So here's our title. We're going to make it the full length and go in here, and you can see it's given us your text here. So we'll double tap on this. Let's double tap here, and this is where you can create your title. So I'm just going to put walk with me. And I'm going to hit done. And then once you've done that, you can come in here and like choose something like this. So let's choose this colored one, the preordained one. And we can go in and change, I don't know, change the font a little bit. We can change the size over here. Let's zoom in a little bit. And with our finger, we can drag this around to where we want it. We can also move this up here and scroll up and make sure this is centered. Right, so you can see this is not fully centered. Now it is centered. So there we go. That's all good. We can add a shadow if we want as well. So let's scroll down a little bit. We've got opacity. We can change the color if we want of our text. So this is nothing new. Shadow color. We can change the width of the shadows, all that kind of stuff. But that's good enough for now. But I don't know if many people have done this, but you also have shapes. So these are shapes. They can be found in here. You can add images in here, or you can add shapes or text. Shapes have been here for the longest time. When you click on it, let's just drag this little handle down. There was always a whole bunch of shapes for you to select. And now they've added a whole bunch more. Look at them all. So Wi-Fi symbols and little planets and power buttons, joysticks, you know, controllers, a whole bunch of cool shapes. So there's I can't remember exactly how many now. Arrows, these are rad. Arrows, you see these used in a lot of things. Let's stick with this arrow right here. And we'll drag our little handle up here now that we've selected this arrow. And you've got all these options because these are, so if we come over here, these are SVG, is that what the kind of shapes that they are? You can add your own. And these are vector graphics, right? So they're not PNGs. And what's cool about them is you can reshape these. Yeah, so you can take these, reshape them, move them around, and they won't lose any of their quality, right? So they won't degrade with PNGs. They can degrade and get as you shrink them. You also have this new button up here called Keep Aspect Ratio. And when this is off, you can shape these any way you want. You can go crazy with them, yeah? So that's really cool. Let's turn the aspect ratio back on. And I'm going to spin this around. So let's scroll down a little bit. We've got our little rotation here. And we can rotate this where we want it so to point. We kind of want it to go like that. I'm going to drag it over here. You can also change the color of it. Let's come in here. Let's just choose this color for now. You can add shadows to these as well too. So we can come in and add some width, shadow, opacity, all that kind of stuff. We can add a shadow angle. So we can add an angle. You can see there's a little shadow being added to that arrow over there. And shadow distance, all this kind of stuff. Add some width to it, the opacity of it, all that kind of stuff. Shadow color. And if you like what you've done, then you can come over here and you can save that style. So it will save the color so you can use these again. And now what's really cool, we can also import our own. So there's a little import button just here. If I click this, I can go to my Files app and I've got this little alien one here. I'm going to click on it. I downloaded this just from, online. Search for SVG files. These are, and there it is. It's loaded. There it is. So I've added my little alien and now that'll be stored up here with all my other shapes. So you've got user shapes up here and you can favor them and all that kind of stuff. If you don't want it, you can just delete it. Again, change all the colors and all that stuff. This is pretty neat. And as I said, there is a heap of shapes in here. So look, there's so many of them. You should be able to have a heap of fun adding these things and creating your own, grabbing your own. And it's just a really nice little feature that has been added as well. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is when you click on an individual clip and come into your editor, you'll notice in frame and fit, we have this little section here, position, size, and rotation. And nowadays, when you open it, you have all these things all in one section. So the position, the size, and the rotation. Now there's a little link button here, and when you click this, it separates these back to the old version with size in here and rotation. So they're all separated into individual blocks. You can link them all back together. I prefer this way. I think it's much easier. Now I'm going to quickly bounce over to the App Store and just load up LumaFusion. So you can see here in the What's New section, we've got the Creator Pass, adjustment clips, the 12 tracks of audio and video, the reveal button, which we took a look at in the clip editor, import SVG files, 60 new shapes included, aspect ratio switch, which we just covered then, and the new zoom transition pack. Improvements: position, rotation, scale controls combined in one group, animated all together, makes it easier for you, improved compatibility for SCP, XML imports, improved import of images and shapes in the title editor. The import button for shapes and images has been moved to the toolbar above the layer controls. Fixed LUTs, no longer use duplicate storage for each instance. Audio pops when using the voice isolation. Hex control entry not working for macOS, and improved stability and performance. So there's a lot to love about LumaFusion 5.2. Let's OJ for today. So that is the new LumaFusion 5.2 update for iOS, and I'm sure you'll agree, it's incredible and has really cemented LumaFusion as a powerhouse video editor for content creators. LumaFusion is on the App Store for $29.99 on all iOS devices and Mac. The Creator Pass, including story blocks, speed ramping, and enhanced keyframing, and all the cool new features, is $69.99 yearly or $9.99 a month. Alternatively, just grab all the cool features for a one-off payment of $19.99. Are you enjoying the content here on the channel? Well, please let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, do me a solid and please smash the like, hit that subscribe, and ring the bell to keep up with all the latest app demos and live streams. You can also support the channel by becoming a channel member for $1 a month, or even a Patreon via the links below. Okay, let's get out of here for today. Please remember to do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together. Stay awake and let's OJ.